So one of the changes with the new accounting system is going to be how you submit check requests. Okay. As you recall, on Tuesdays, you as a staff team will need to submit any requests or update any transactions or attach receipts and memos and that type of thing on Tuesdays. Well, check requests are part of that as well. And so we're going to include the link below, and this is a check request form that you guys will fill out. So we're just going to walk through one of those and I'll show you the basics. But ultimately, you're going to submit this form. We're going to put it in front of your manager for them to approve or deny. And then on Thursdays, that's when those will be processed. So again, this check request needs to be submitted by end of day Tuesday. So we can bring all those together and put them in front of whomever's going to approve or deny those requests. So that on Thursdays, those payments can be made for those that are approved. Okay. So this is super simple, very self-explanatory. You're going to fill this guy out, putting in the date, your information up here. That just helps us. If we have questions, we know how to reach out to you. If you have an invoice, you would upload it right here. I guess really quickly, let's talk about what the check request is. This is not to request a check for a reimbursement. You will do that through your RAMP account. This is if you're a student pastor and you're going to take your students to the Passion Conference, okay? And you need a check for $2,500 to reserve your spot. And so you need a check from the accounting department to make that happen. This is where you would put that. If you're the worship pastor and you had a contractor come in and install, a new cluster of speakers and need a check for $50,000, this is where you would submit that invoice to the accounting department. Okay, so let's just use the example Fuge Camp. Okay, that's perfect. So let's just say 2024 Fuge Camp. I have no idea what this would be, but let's just call it Fuge Student Ministry Inc. This is for $3,500. Okay. We're going to go down in this drop down. Let's see, make sure you see this budget associated with this expense. So what account does this need to go against? Right. So if there's a student ministry account in here under your operating fund, right, it just depends on what the expense is supposed to be budgeted to. Okay. And we're just going to pick something because we're just trying to give you guys an example. So let's see here. Youth trips. Perfect. So we have one of two options. We can do a direct deposit. You must have the email address of the person responsible for it on and include it, because if not, we don't have any way of requesting their banking information. But let's just say a physical check. If you have that email address, you can enter it here. If you have a phone number, you can enter it here. If you have the location that the check is supposed to send, the check is supposed to be sent, just enter it on this form. Okay. And usually there is an address area right here for you to enter that. But on this example, it does not have it, but yours will. So most common, send to vendor directly below it. It will have an address area. You enter it. And so if that check is approved or that request is approved, we will send that check out on your behalf. But let's pretend you have a Disciple Now coming up and you need to get something printed. And so you have to take $1,000 check to a vendor in town. You can put right here, you can say, send it to the church and just simply enter the church address right over here. Okay. The same will be true when you hit send to vendor. Whatever address you want the check to be sent, that's where you're going to enter it. And then you're going to hit submit. Okay. So just for argument's sake here, let's just put in an address. We're going to hit submit. And it's going to give you everything that you have submitted. Okay. So you can keep this for your records so that you can go back and say, yeah, I did submit it. And here's where I submitted it on this date if you need it for your records. But that's it. So that way your church leadership will get a chance to review all of this information. If you had an invoice to attach, it would be included as well, but it's going to be emailed to us on our team, and we're going to put all those together so we have one succinct list to put in front of your approvers, and they'll be able to go through and approve or deny. And that is it. So again, this is due on Tuesdays so that we can process payments at the end of the week. And you're simply going to go to the URL that we provide to you, and it's just a form. It's an online form you're filling out so that we have a way to get that information from you and to put it into our accounting system. Okay?